All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. No, none of your shit this week.
No.
None of your shit this week, Bastian.
I think Gear 5 is a subpar thing. I think Garp is alive, and I think KG is helping Garp.
So this week on Fairy Tale,
Oh shit!
I'm so fucking behind again. Like, bro,
On what?
I have not watched One Piece in like a month and a half.
You haven't
I'm still like 500 episodes away from even breaking into 1,000.
I haven't watched One Piece in years, and there's Chris, who's currently keeping up with One Piece.
Yes.
He is our One Piece guy.
Yes. I unfortunately I read the mangas, so it's also a lot more harsh. I like the Vegapunk thing though.
So, guys, you guys notice we have somebody extra on effing around this week because we are going to finally get into the Scooby-Doo Best Animated Scooby-Doo Tournament. Why are we doing this? Because why the fuck not? So, I asked each of these gentlemen, give me 4 Scooby-Doo that they pick. They gave me none of them. So now I chose 16 different Scooby-Doo movies, and we will see from our own stupidity which one is the best animated Scooby-Doo of all time.
Okay,
So
before
how are we determining the rankings of these Scooby-Doos in battle? I think we should compare it to animation style. Is the mystery good? And character development.
Yeah, I didn't go that far. I just made a bracket with 16.
you're asking me real deep questions for movies that I haven't seen in a long time.
We did no research for any of
I
them.
did the most research, and it was just a 1 hour long video on the history of Scooby-Doo.
So I feel like I made like the bracket different where it has different art style. And then you have like the serious and then the goofy. I feel like that's how I made it pretty well. You guys can give us your own thoughts in the comments. If you guys liked it, if you guys are like, you guys are idiots, redo this entire thing, we might. But we also have another tournament.
We're not gonna do
We
that.
don't include the new Velma show because
God.
That's trash.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
No.
God.
no new Velma. Are we doing live actions?
No, we're not doing
No.
No live actions.
As
Even
much as
though
I love Matthew Lillard, no.
that and Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze Jr. worked in WWE for a little bit.
Is that why there's so fucking many wrestling connections in Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now. I've
Go-
never paid attention to that.
Go listen to his podcast and like he'll tell you, yeah, I worked there for like a year and a half.
Yeah, he was a writer.
He was a fucking writer. He was the voice of the voiceless. He really wasn't though. And that was a shot at somebody I saw on Facebook yesterday who claimed to be the voice of the voiceless, and I was like, dude, it's not.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. So we will begin with probably the hardest hitter in this entire tournament. It'll be round 1 with Zombie Island versus the Boo Brothers.
I'm gonna give this one to Zombie Island.
Zombie Island.
Well, Zombie Island went straight through.
No discussion. Zombie Island.
To be honest, like,
The Boo Brothers were just a mock of the Three Stooges. It worked for the time, and Red Shirt Shaggy was great, but it didn't beat the darkness and craziness of Zombie Island.
I didn't care enough about that movie growing up, apparently, because when you said the Boo Brothers, all it made me think of was Casper's uncles.
What the?
That's
That's them. That's them.
Oh,
That is
Yeah.
them.
and that's why I say, why? What? Huh?
So
'Cause
we will.
I didn't remember that.
So we will have Scooby-Doo and Courage versus Witch's Ghost.
Oh, now we're getting into it.
Now we have a tough one.
So I like Courage, but I guess I have to put Witch's Ghost as the winner for me, because it's a clear just mashup of 2 different shows.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna be the opposite, and I'm gonna go with courage. So we have to make Bastian choose the winner.
You're gonna hate me, Bubba.
Oh my God, you're gonna go with.
My first instinct was Witch's Ghost, and
Okay.
it's mostly just because I liked the animation for Witch's Ghost better than Courage.
That and the Hex Girls. I mean, come
Yeah. That's not the good one with the Hex Girls, though.
Now, see, we're gonna get into.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
We're gonna get into which
I'm-
one
I'm
had the
gonna
best hex girls in.
I'm gonna explain a problem that Donovan caused. Fucking sabotaging son of a bitch.
I didn't sabotage shit. It's not my fault that it pirated in Russian.
You check the file. God damn
It said English. All of them said English. It was like a 45 movie file.
All right, but that still doesn't change the fact that my number 2 slot was not on the list. Alien Invasion, you fuck.
That came out in 1998. The file was from 2001 to 2017. Fuck you.
Alien Invasion was good though.
So the
fucking good.
so the next one we have is Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster versus Cyber Chase.
Cyber Chase.
Chase.
Oh shit, that one went fast. That one.
Don't,
Bro, we don't fuck with Cyber Chase.
Yeah, let's get this out of the way. Let's just understand that the guy who created the first 4 Scooby-Doo animated movies, they're gonna boulder through this entire bracket.
Yeah, they're gonna fucking kill.
We're going up against Tiki. Maybe the only best fighting one is the Tiki one.
Speaking of that, we have Scooby-Doo and the Mask of the Blue Falcon versus Aloha Scooby-Doo.
Falcon.
Falcon.
Oh,
I used to watch the cartoon.
Aloha.
On Boomerang.
I remember Blue Falcon.
I watched Blue Falcon on Boomerang.
I'm gonna go with Aloha Scooby-Doo.
Ooh, I don't know. Because I used to watch Blue Falcon too. It was Blue Falcon and Space version. I almost got confused at one point.
Yeah. You in the credits of Scooby-Doo and the Blue Falcon, they have Space Ghost.
They do?
In the opening credits when they're doing the comic book panels, Space Ghost is in there.
I think Chris might have. Who are you picking? It's all on you. It's one for Aloha
See,
and one
like,
for Blue Falcon.
Aloha was probably the best of the What's New Scooby-Doo era.
Yeah.
I think. And so
My
Damn.
my decision is based
Nostalgia
purely
or-
on nostalgia.
earlier nostalgia.
Yeah, my decision was based purely on the fact that I loved the Blue Falcon growing
You
up,
know what?
and I loved
Aloha.
seeing Scooby in the suit.
I'll do Aloha.
Aloha Scooby-Doo heading into the next round.
Damn.
See, I'm doing it weird so you guys can't see who's going up against who, but you guys aren't going to like this.
I feel like I'm giving very argumentative points and neither of you are contributing.
I
Scooby-Doo.
contributed to the Blue Falcon.
Yes.
Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery, where you have the voice actors of Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, John Cena, Kane, Undertaker, versus 13 Ghosts.
I'm actually gonna give this one to a wrestling one,
Oh!
purely because Undertaker and Kane are my all-time favorite wrestlers.
They wrestle a flaming bear.
That's badass.
13 Ghosts for me. I think because it was just like it's playing on the nostalgia factor, yes, but it's that time of year too where it's like when on TV you'd watch like the Scooby Doo like Halloween versions and stuff.
Isn't that just Scooby-Doo?
It's 13 Ghosts for me, honestly.
So,
I just didn't care for wrestling and like I watched wrestling, yeah, but I'm just like Scooby Doo. It's kind of lame.
so after seeing how the bracket's going, my heart's going to break regardless. So I'm going to have to go with 13 Ghosts and give Mania out
All
early
right.
because who it goes up against in the next round.
It's not gonna be fair, is it?
No, it wasn't going to be fair regardless. It was like when you get like It's like Dexter going up against Artesia. It doesn't match up.
Oh.
It doesn't match up at all.
Locals shot. Okay.
Oh wow.
It doesn't.
Nobody's gonna understand that because no one knows what Dexter is. Barely anybody knows what Artesia is other than Oilfield.
You do realize our group is mostly people here, right?
I have a few people that listen out of town.
But they were from here.
Oh yeah, not all of them.
A good chunk. So we will have.
We're all talking like we're big.
I know.
Act like it,
We're
you'll get there.
regional. We're
Act like
regional.
that, we get there.
We will have the Monster of Mexico versus Ghoul School.
Monster of Mexico.
Ghoul School. Giving it to Chris at the to save this.
I don't really remember much of Monster of Mexico. It was the one with like the weird.
He was in love with Charlene.
Yeah.
I guess I just never watched that. No, I never watched that one.
I loved that movie.
I know of it because it was a purple monster, wasn't it? Was it?
It was a purple monster.
the
It was a
monster.
purple Bigfoot.
Purple Bigfoot?
It was a purple
Right.
Bigfoot. Though they were like, it's the chupacabra. It's gonna attack my Charlene.
Oh yeah.
I don't even remember. Like it
13 Ghosts?
versus Ghoul School.
Ghoul School. That's the one where they're. No?
It's basically Monster High.
I've never seen that one.
Monster High with red shirt Shaggy.
You know, you know what you forgot? The one where he's racing and he turns into a werewolf.
Oh, yeah. I saw that one. I was like, I don't know about that. And plus, with the ones that we already had, because this is, yeah.
Okay.
Because this one's a red shirt Shaggy movie. That's why I chose it.
It's Cyber Chase Shaggy.
Basically. Alternate universe Shaggy.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, Monster of Mexico had so many stereotypes that hit a little too hard.
So there's bias. Got it.
Yeah, it was the Chihuahua in the floaty was kind of the part that I was like, oh, this ain't fucking real. But it is.
Fuck. I guess for comedy's sake, I guess I'll have to go Monster of Mexico.
Monster of Mexico will advance. We have two more in this round. In round one. The next one is Scooby-Doo meets Kiss versus Alien Invaders.
Alien Invasion.
Alien Invaders.
That's no. I'm gonna get shit for this, but Kiss has like 2 good songs.
I'm gonna ignore that.
Yeah.
And now the final matchup in the first round, which is The Legend of the Vampire, featuring the Hex Girls, versus Goblin King.
Curse of the Vampire.
Goblin King.
King was the one where
You're looking at me like you want to punch me.
the dad and it was the dad who was the king and the daughter was like the Tinkerbell fucking thing, wasn't it?
Fuck.
The fairy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what was the other one?
Curse of the Vampire.
Curse of the
the
Vampire.
actual Hex Girls like
Yeah.
concert one.
So you're
And
going.
they did keep the redesign too.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad. Wasn't it like with 3 different like?
No, they were the same.
No, like wasn't there one where they had to go to like? No. I'm thinking of like the new one.
Yeah.
The new one.
This one's where the Hex Girls
go
are
to-
singing in Australia, and a giant vampire comes out of nowhere.
Oh, like the maestro from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That one.
Okay.
That one.
Okay. Legend of the Vampire wins to end the final round. And you gave me dart eyes when I said Goblin King. It's like his whole reason for being here was almost eliminated.
Bro, Curse of the Vampire was my awakening to scene girls.
So, we will now go Aloha Scooby-Doo versus Witch's Ghost. I'm going Aloha. Aloha was really good. Had the nostalgia for me is that I could watch it in the morning and never get bored of it on Cartoon Network. So I have to go with Aloha.
But the guy, so the dude who's the warlock, I forget what's his name. The dude who's basically like the warlock, whose ancestors are witches. He's based off of Stephen King, I think. He was illustrated based off of one of those famous authors. And so I was like, there's a lot of detail, and plus the animation itself was crazy. Hex Girls, I mean, that's the selling point. Aloha Scooby Doo, I just feel like it aired when. Do you know, like roughly?
I think it was around like
early 2000s.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
But wasn't like surfing a fad back then, where Surf's Up, the animated penguin film, and Chicken Joe and stuff?
Yes.
Like, wasn't that also a thing around that same time?
Correct.
So I feel like it was just a part of one of those fads where they're like, hey, you know.
I will say I like the Tiki Monster more than I care about the ghost, the witch's ghost, because the Tiki Monster was just a built fucking machine. Do you remember it?
The witch's ghost was a
literal ghost.
It was an actual ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still dealing with technical ghosts because that's what the Tiki thing was supposed to be. Just a ghost.
But that was based off of myth.
Yes. This is actual real ghost.
This
yes.
was like, nah, let's
I'm going to vote for the witch's ghost just because it's a real ghost.
Okay.
I
Also,
like the mystery better on that one, yeah.
Witch's ghost will take over and survive against Aloha.
Also, earlier you said Alien Invasion wasn't on the list because it was before 2001.
Yeah.
Right here it says Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost was 1999.
Zombie Island was...
Well then, motherfucker, why was it in the file?
I don't know.
I don't care. It wasn't in the file.
Also, Zombie Island is technically the first of that entire set of movies. It's older.
But I had that already downloaded. Like, that was... When I set the server up, that was already, like, a nostalgia movie for me. So we will go Zombie Island versus 13 Ghosts.
Zombie Island.
Yeah, we kind of knew that. That's why I was like, I'll let Mania die now. I'll let Mania die early, because there's no way. There's no way.
Just no discourse on that, just Zombie Island.
Yeah.
So, the Monster of Mexico versus Alien Invaders.
Alien Invasion.
Alien Invasion, because I like funny stereotypical jokes. Alien Invasion just had like a crazier story, and I mean it was technically like the setting was like a New Mexico thing.
Yeah,
they were at the array.
Is this the first? I think this is the first ever movie. It's just Shaggy and Scooby too that is part of this the quote unquote new like '90s generation. Because Ghoul School came out early.
Yeah, no, Ghoul School was just Shaggy and Scooby.
Yeah, but I'm saying like this is part of like when they were trying to get right before What's New, is when they were trying to make their own like, oh yeah, Shaggy and Scooby don't need Fred, Velma, and Daphne.
Even though they show up later in the movie to save the day.
I know. I'm like, what the fuck? Then we have The Legend of the Vampire or Curse of the Vampire versus Cyber Chase.
Now we're getting into it.
Curse of the Vampire versus Cyber Chase.
Cyber Chase for me.
So So let's be honest here. The only reason it's Cyber Chase for you,
the video game,
is because of the video game.
The video
game partnered with the movie. It sucked you in.
I didn't play the game growing up.
Yeah, and I didn't either. So I'm just like, Cyber Chase.
But
I did.
You
played
did.
With you.
You played it with me.
I didn't play it.
So the video game was a typical platforming, like 3D platforming style, like Crash Bandicoot, basically.
I've seen it.
It was.
I've seen it. Haven't played it.
Cyber Chase because it was like that stereotypical pitted evil versions of the Scooby-Doo gang.
Yeah.
Which I kind of liked. I was like, oh, that's kind of different. And they showed all of the other mysteries from the show.
Yes.
They added everyone in, so it was like it connected a multiverse for me. So it was just like Scooby-Doo and Cyber Chase was literally their Avengers.
Cyber Chase has deep lore for Scooby now because it has everything from it.
Yes.
All of their mysteries and everything inside the game. I love the monster. It's badass.
On top of something that is actually real, that is a virus. That was a real virus. That wasn't anybody controlling that. That dude was like
and the other one, it does connect Scooby lore with that Hex Girls, but it's just the one thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
also they used an actual location in Australia.
Yeah.
And an actual concert to do that. So I'm still going Cyber Chase. Bastian's going Legend. What are you going, Chris?
Cyber Chase.
Cyber
I'm
Chase.
surprising you because my vote was Cyber Chase.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cyber Chase takes it with a sweep. Legend of Vampire is gone.
I love goth girls though.
We still have 2 movies with the Hex Girls in it. That's the sad part.
That's part of the reason I gave it up.
So the semifinals will be Zombie Island versus Alien Invaders.
Now we gotta fight.
Now this is now we gotta fight.
I love how this is like
I'm going
We
Alien
fight
Invaders.
here.
Alien
We fight
Invaders.
Here it's Alien Invasion.
What?
We fight here because it's Alien Invasion,
Well,
and
either-
I want to know what his argument for Zombie Island
This is
is.
straight up gonna be a fight. This is Logan Paul versus Dylan Donis right here. All right, so I'm going Alien. Like my mind ain't changed. It had a love story. in
Scooby
it.
had a love interest.
Scooby had a girlfriend. I don't give a fuck.
that groovy Scooby
Even
song
when-
was a pretty good one.
Yeah,
Even when they change into their alien forms,
he still loved her.
they still loved each other.
So yeah, I'm going with Alien. And what are you going with? 'Cause
Alien Invasion.
then it wins.
It wins.
It
but
wins.
I didn't even get a
I'm
chance
gonna-
to defend it.
Okay, you know what?
Have your talking points.
Yeah, you know what?
Because since we're in the semifinals,
So
You we're gonna give you the option to sway one of us.
yeah, that's true.
elaborate your points.
So Zombie Island for me was it was the literal first movie of a series that started Alien, that started Cyber Chase, that started Witch's Ghost. Same art direction, same everything, right? Let's get all that out of the way now.
Yes.
As far as like seeing Scooby-Doo, like you clearly like you watching the TV show, that was the only thing I had reference to was the TV show. And when the movie came out, it was a completely like there's shaders for me. Like it made it more dark and gloom and realistic. And I just garnered towards that because I was like, whoa, that's Scooby-Doo. But leading up to that, it was just the dude in a mask. Always the plot of Scooby-Doo. But in this case, they introduced real monsters. Zombies out of nowhere, you know? There's curses where people are turned into cats, and there's a reason why the zombies and the cats are a thing. There's an intricate story being weaved. It was like Goonies inspired almost, you know? Like just that crazy sense of, oh shit, Scooby's actually in deep shit, you know? And then second talking point, they made food because of that art style. They made food and Scoob and Shaggy eating so fucking great. Like I was like, I'm hungry, dude.
Yeah.
That made me want crawfish later down in life. I would try crawfish. No, I will never.
It's
eat
not
crawfish.
good.
Nope.
It's not good.
But it made me believe it.
Sorry,
and just
Louisiana,
the
no.
food scenes between Shaggy and Scoob, and it was just so crazy, right? Third reason, Daphne. Fourth reason,
Velma's better.
Just Daphne.
fourth reason,
Is she a reporter in this one?
yes, and she has her own like show, so it's like, oh, Daphne's not this just bimbo.
But
She is though.
in Return of
Yeah.
Zombie Island, she's like it's a school project.
Yes.
The first time they went, and you're like, no, you're a
caveat. Return of Zombie Island destroyed what was great from the first movie. Okay, they literally were like, oh no, it's a school project, yeah, but no, like based off of the first movie, like from watching it in chronological order, at least for me, it was like, oh, she has her own show. It made it realistic enough to where it's like, oh, it's just random kids who just are detectives all of a sudden, you know? It was way better than fucking Mystery Incorporated, Mr. E. The fuck? Like, that bullshit.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
No.
So it was like, oh yeah, they're reporter. It's logical now, you know? I like that aspect. It's terror time again. That got me into... That is the first song, I believe, that got me into, like, new metal, metalcore, and all that stuff. It's so... Musically, it just unlocked an entire... Because I lived with a grandfather, so he just played all old-ass music.
Little Joe and
shit. Like, he did. And, like, so to release this rock anthem, and Third Eye Blind did the opening for Scooby-Doo theme song. I re-listened to that, and it's actually pretty good. So, I personally think Zombie Island is going to always be my best movie in my personal top 5. Like, not saying that Alien Invasion, it has a story, great story. The idea of, like, some dude, like, it involved aliens, of course, so being from Roswell, clearly, like, the array, you can go out there.
Yeah.
Like, total one-for-one backdrop of everything. The MPs and stuff, I thought was pretty insane. I'm just like, who the fuck are MPs? Like, I never understood that until, obviously, later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, in turn, I loved it. And the groovy Scooby thing, like, Shaggy's love interest and the dog, and, yeah, of course, when they change back into aliens and they still love each other, but now they have to go. Heart-wrenching, right? Like, I enjoyed it. And that song, dude, like...
So good.
Yeah.
That
So
song
good.
was so poppy. So it fits. It's like, for every Avenged Sevenfold, there's got to be a Taylor Swift.
Yes.
So it works symbiotically, and I enjoy that. But personally, for me, I would have to say that Zombie Island will be my favorite.
You know, I'm going to sway and go Zombie Island on this one. I think that we need a hard hitter for the finals, and I think Zombie Island's going to be that on this side of the bracket. So
Fair enough.
I'm going to go with Zombie Island. Now here's where I will start throwing hands. Cyber Chase versus Witch's Ghost. I'm going Cyber Chase. You already heard it in the last round why I love this fucking movie.
If you're gonna solely base it off the video game and obviously the in-universe lore of Scooby-Doo, yes, Cyber Chase, but Witch's Ghost was like...
This was Infinity War before Infinity War was cool.
This one's hard.
Well, this one is hard.
Because I did mention
y'all.
that it is the Avengers of, like, Scooby-Doo.
Yes, it is. Because you get to meet
But
the ultimate versions.
But for every Avengers,
I fucking,
there's an X-Men.
I fucking hate you.
And the Hex Girls were never a part of the main universe, hence by Cyber Chase. So,
Don't you do this to me. You're go do it, aren't you? Don't you fucking say it. Don't you fucking... That's not a C coming out of your mouth. That's a W. C.
Bubba.
Como que sí?
You know what's happening.
I don't want to know.
You know it's coming.
I have to push these valid points so we have a lengthier debate.
You know where this is
Gotta
going.
No. Don't you...
I love
I
Cyber
love
Chase.
how you're like, I'll throw hands, and now you're crying.
I'm legit gonna cry. No.
Cyber Chase was great.
Fuck you. Don't you dare say it.
The boardwalk.
This sounds like a...
Love the boardwalk.
Sounds like you're breaking up with me, man.
The boardwalk was a great time.
I know it was. Remember the memories, man.
Wind, fire, and air.
I fucking hate you. I really don't care.
I love it.
Don't do this.
Just based on that, it's Witch's Ghost.
Oh no! All right. And then Chris is gonna go
You sang
with.
along. Come on, man. You know what? You know what it's gotta happen.
You knew it.
You know what's gotta happen.
You turncoat.
You turned on your own movie, Bubba.
Oh no! So, no!
Benedict Cumberbatch.
All right. Well, then it'll be Zombie Island versus Witch's Ghost for the finals of
We
the
know-
best animated Scooby-Doo tournament.
So I've already said my talking points on that.
On Zombie
and now,
Island.
and we've also kind of it's a damn. We have to think of something really good.
Yeah, because this one is straight up like, okay, well, they both have actual ghosts,
Yeah.
technically, because zombies are ghouls.
Yes.
So they
And-
both have magic. They both have real world implications that could have happened in the Scooby-Doo universe.
Both on the heavier side of music.
Both have the Hex Girls.
No, Zombie Island doesn't have Hex Girls.
No, it's just Witch's
Oh,
Ghost.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, then fuck.
See, but I will give Witch's Ghost the fact that they designed a entirely fictional band just for the sake of pushing their own music, so that they wouldn't have to use Third Eye Blind and all that music. I will give them that.
You ask anybody our age who the Hex Girls are, and they know who the fuck they are, even if they aren't a real band.
And if they don't say anything, they just have that look of PTSD because that's when they were awakened at such a young age.
You ask me about the Hex Girls, I know who that is immediately. Until like 2 years ago, I didn't know who the fuck DJ Khaled was.
Oh my fucking god. So I don't know, because I'm gonna go biased off here. I like Louisiana more than I like because they were in Salem for Witch's Ghost, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so I like Louisiana more. I like the lore.
We just talked about how crawfish are gross.
I've never tasted crawfish. I've never had a crawfish boil.
Motherfucker.
I've never had a crawfish boil. So I'm gonna go with Zombie Island. I will be the first one off the board, and I'm gonna give one to Zombie Island because I think that Zombie Island.
My vote is for the Witch's Ghost.
Okay, so we have one for Zombie Island. We have one for Witch's Ghost. I don't know.
Part of this could just be the oversaturation of zombie culture in
I mean, same
today's shit.
with witches culture.
Just because witchy bitches are out here doesn't mean no.
I'm gonna say there's a lot of witchy bitches. There's a lot of spooky bitches. Chris is like waiting. He's waiting to just break the door and be like, "Here's my answer."
Yeah. That could be swaying my feelings, but also I was never a big fan of zombies growing up.
I will say this: we have more witches than we have zombies. You don't
Yeah.
see a zombie going to Hot Topic,
But they
you
weren't
see like
just-
15 witches.
They
going.
weren't just any zombies.
They were pirate zombies. See, that's unique.
Right.
Yo ho and a bottle of rum.
Third Eye Blind did their opening theme song. Terror Time was great.
Also,
I don't
that's how
care.
Chris came into the room, into the office.
Yeah. So I will, like I said, I'll stick till I die for it. So I had to say,
I'm losing this.
You are losing this.
But a Witch's Ghost is gonna be my pick because of the fact that I love the Hex Girls. The reason I am into spooky bitches is because of this movie.
fair enough. Fair point.
The whole reason my life was spent hunting spooky bitches, trying
it's
to get
solely for the X girls or the Hex girls. It has nothing to do with Shigo.
Shigo was later.
Oh, I was gonna say
Shigo's later on, but the Hex Girl started it. They kickstarted that engine, and Shigo just kind of carried it on a little bit.
This went from a tournament just to us talking about
Goth chicks.
Goth chicks.
cartoon
big
chicks.
titty goth girls.
Gothic Latina.
Who was the one in? Was her name? Her name was Sam in Danny Phantom, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Sam. That's all you need from me, dude. That's all you're gonna get because that's all you need. Yeah, Sam.
Until they're trying to sacrifice you. You're like,
Or tattoo you while you're sleeping on their parents' bedroom floor or living room floor.
those are stories.
That was
for
a
another day.
weird wake up.
That was a story for another day. So it looks like the winner of the first ever tournament here on Effing Around will be Zombie Island.
So the official ranking would go Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost,
Alien Invasion.
Alien Invasion,
What came in third?
It would go Zombie Island, Witch's Ghost,
Alien Invasion, and Cyber Chase. So
Cyber
it's still
Chase.
stuck to the core four.
The core four
Yeah.
survived.
But I think it was more so like, okay, which core four was the better, and it really
Yeah.
did come down to
It really just came down to that argument.
yeah. So it was a fair enough thing. Like,
It's kind of like these ones that these outliers like Monster of Mexico, Aloha, were the ones that passed their matches. And fucking Bastian with his Blue Falcon pick that just threw everything off.
hey,
Well, listen.
we needed an underdog, a true fighter.
I
And then-
honestly loved the Blue Falcon growing up, and seeing Scooby in the suit was
Yeah.
a big
Instead of
plus
the
to
gray
me.
one?
Yeah.
And then you shit on Kiss.
The fuck is
Kiss.
old ass fuckers.
And then for the one like not constant wrestling fan, he was the only one to pick the wrestling movie.
Right?
I'm sorry, but I didn't want to see John Cena get beat up by zombies. I didn't want that.
If any of those were to go up against Zombie Island, dead.
Yeah, dead in the water.
I mean, Kane has his mask in that movie, dude.
Yes, he does. Kane has his mask in that movie. I think The Rock
That made
makes
me
an
so
appearance
happy.
also in that movie.
Oh, then burn it.
Oh my fucking god, damn, dude. Like what? Like the Maui fires?
Yeah. Yeah. Burn it all down.
Burn it
This is
like
the conspiracy
Maui
theorist
fires.
part of the podcast.
Damn.
Just like when I said something about the Atlas Superstore in COD when the riots were going on.
Oh my god.
Burn it down.
That was a horrible joke.
That was a great video, though.
That was a great video. That was a horrible joke.
Oh, we're at Superstore. We must be in Minneapolis.
So you've played what was
Modern
it?
Warfare.
Modern Warfare, right? Did you play the new Modern Warfare?
No.
So there's a Superstore map. So we're spawning in. And it's quiet. Surprisingly for us, all of us playing together, it's quiet. And like I don't know what happened to Bastion, but his just asshole radar came off and he was like, "Oh, we're at a Superstore. Oh, it's messed up. It's ransacked. We must be in Minneapolis when the riots were happening."
This was like in the heat of the BLM movement when targets were being burnt down and shit. And I was like, oh shit.
and I was like, "Oh no. Oh god. Oh shit." All right.
The rest of the lobby just went quiet.
Yes.
Like we
yes.
had other people in the lobby and they just went silent.
Like nobody said anything until like maybe 2 minutes later into the game.
Ends the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this short supplemental episode of Effing Around as we had a tournament. We are going to plan another one probably for like maybe 3 months from now so we can plan better and have actual better research than us just wanting to throw hands. I'm still sad Cyber Chase lost.
You really did back down once you were just like, I'm fighting. And then we're just like, no.
No.
See,
It was a
It
quick
went from
fight.
I'm fighting to please don't hurt me.
Yeah.
Please don't hurt my
Hey,
baby.
I didn't say
Don't
I-
hurt
You're
my
the one
baby.
who started crying.
I didn't say don't hurt me.
Don't hurt my baby.
That's what I said was don't hurt my baby. I didn't say don't hurt me.
I wasn't gonna hurt your baby.
But it was
She just couldn't go on anymore.
it's not fair, man.
You sang in tune to my parody, so you killed yourself.
It wasn't fair. Cyber Chase deserved to win.
It's because they.
It's
didn't have
only
their
'cause
own
of the-
popular song.
It's only
If
because
Daft Punk was a part of Cyber Chase, maybe.
where the fuck is the Zombie Island video game, motherfucker? Where the fuck is that, huh? Where's the Curse of the Vampire video game?
I would actually.
Curse of the Vampire didn't even make Final Four.
I don't give a fuck. This had its own video game on the PS1 that went exactly with the movie except for the samurai stage. That's the only
Yeah.
one that didn't. So I don't want to hear shit. That game should have we're never doing this again. This is going to be worse when we actually do the theme songs to our childhood shows and animes. Oh yeah, also, yeah, that's the one that we're planning next is childhood shows, which include live action anime and regular
Or
shows.
even give a suggestion on what y'all want to see. Like,
If you guys want South Park,
What do you want us to
Futurama-
fight about?
we'll tear each other's throats. Maybe it's some less crying in this one.
No.
No, there's gonna be more
No,
crying.
there's gonna be more crying.
Just as a side note, how long has it been since you listened to the Bakugan theme song?
Years.
Because that shit fucking slaps, dude.
We didn't even listen to it when we were. So that night that we were discussing,
Yeah.
he was over and we were listening to theme songs, and we didn't put that one up.
This shit slaps.
It's trash.
You need to listen to
It's
it.
trash.
It's so good.
It's Bakugan's trash.
Bakugan's trash, but the fucking theme song is a banger, dude.
What about Beyblade Metal Fury?
Metal Fusion, first of all.
I thought it was Metal.
No, it's Metal Fusion.
Which one's Fury? Is it
I
the one
have
after?
no idea.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I know it's Metal Fusion because that's the same Beyblades I bought when I was a kid, and I still have.
No, that's the same Beyblades we bought when we were playing. When we had our own little Beyblade league. Because we were drunk. We were drunk.
Beyblade Fight Club.
We did, and we were drunk, and we kept trying to figure out how we were going to actually make them faster.
Oh no, trust me, I did that in whenever if y'all ever went to Monterey Elementary, there's a little corridor that was that's just open. It was basically like an alleyway, and we'd bet money just trying to see who got Beyblades during Beyblade battles.
I remember because me and Justin we were discussing if we could use power tools
Right.
to make these faster. My first thought was, can we use a drill on the court on the launcher
Fuck a drill, use an impact.
and just see how fast we can actually make
Couple
these things
Ugga
go?
Duggas on that bitch.
Couple Ugga Duggas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're done with this episode. Thank you for listening, and we will see y'all next week.